Swallowed star for 12 successive victories. China year 2066, July 23. Virtual universe, in the space that belonged to the huge Axe Dojo. On island number 29,904, the arena duels were about to begin. Attention all, standing in the center of the arena right now is the genius from the Dragon Horn Starfield, Xu Xin. Following the loud announcement throughout the entire arena, the audience immediately erupted in a wave of cheers and roars. The over 100 million spectators from the Dragon Horn Starfield were incomparably excited, all shouting as loud as they could. Xu Xin. Xu Xin. You are the strongest. Over 100 million excited cheers could be heard. The two sides, from two different starfields, were both given 100 million tickets. Hence today's match had 1 billion spectators, of which 200 million were separately from the Black Dragon Mountain Starfield and the Dragon Horn Starfield. The next to take the stage is the one you've all been waiting for. From the Black Dragon Mountain Empire, an absolute genius, Luo Feng. The commentator's voice was even louder than the first time. Obviously the commentator was a little more biased towards Luo Feng. Luo Feng. Luo Feng. Luo Feng. It wasn't just the Black Dragon Mountain Empire's over 100 million people cheering loudly, more than half the people from the other 800 million. From the other starfields in the Ganwu Universe country too were cheering his name. Even though both had made it through the arena wars, obviously Luo Feng, who had dominated his group, had won over the support from many in the Ganwu Universe country. While a trillion eyes were watching him, Luo Feng followed the same pathway and walked into the center of the arena. The cheers got even louder. Countless human ladies of different races all shouted and screeched, some even fainting. The 100% virtual simulation had such an effect, even bodily functions were simulated. There were two youths standing in the arena. One with a dark golden long rod and dressed in dark gray armor, the black-haired youth Luo Feng. The other who was standing on a large board, smiling and with a gentle aura, Xu Xin. Luo Feng, all the best. Xu Xin bowed respectfully, displaying his manners. Luo Feng just stood there, completely immersed in his mental state, like a volcano, without any reaction at all. He didn't know why, even though Xu Xin before him seemed very courteous, it gave him an outrageous sense of discomfort. As for why he had that feeling, he couldn't explain it. You too. A tall, sturdy and handsome commentator smiled. This will be very similar to the arena wars. As the battle progresses, the space you have will continue to shrink. It'll only require 5 minutes before the entire space will shrink down to only a diameter of 1 m. Hence your battle will at most last 5 minutes. Thanks. Xu Xin smiled and looked at the commentator. Luo Feng only made a noise to reply. All right, let the battle begin, the commentator smiled. The moment he said begin, his entire being vanished, leaving only the two participants. So, Xu Xin stood on his huge board, swiftly flying into the distance, as quick as lightning. Escaping? Luo Feng creased his eyebrows. The soaring shuttle immediately became a beam of golden light, obviously faster than Xu Xin before. The original size of the arena was a diameter of 30 kilometers. As time passed, it shrank more and more. With Luo Feng and Xu Xin's speed, in the blink of an eye they were already at the edges of the space. Now's the time. Xu Xin could feel their distance closing. He suddenly turned and simultaneously Luo Feng, who was rushing over, decreased his speed as they grew dangerously close. Xu Xin's eyes had a gleam of madness. Go. Kill him. The huge board beneath his feet shot out a silver light. This light wrapped itself around his green energy flow around. It moved autonomously and separated into 9 silver arrows, shooting at Luo Feng at the same time. Xiu. 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 9 silver arrows. It was like 9 shooting stars shooting suddenly and swiftly at Luo Feng. Even though the Nanshan armament is powerful, it does have its weaknesses. Sai Weilo's eyes were filled with a strong anticipation, one for victory, that is its defense, its weakness is its defense. Your power is only so much and you dare split it into 9? Luo Feng snorted coldly, and you really think I have no methods for defend myself? Luo Feng's thoughts moved. The soaring shuttle below him immediately shot out beams of light, swiftly forming 16 peculiar shields surrounding him. These 16 shields had golden threads weaving through them. The surface of the shields, 8 of which were facing outside while the other 8 were facing inwards, revolving both internally and externally. The speed was swift, as all of them were infused with some origin laws. This move, the sword array. The soaring shuttle's second form, its defensive form, the sword array. There were a total of 3 forms for the soaring shuttle. The first offensive form was the mountain bulwark, the defensive form was the mountain bulwark shield. The second form's offense was the golden swordfish, the defensive form was the sword array. As for the third form, one had to reach the universe level to use it. Hence the current Luo Feng could only use the swordfish formation along with the sword array. The 8 shields floated about his surroundings, the other 8 formed an outer layer. Inside and outside, covered with shields which revolved about and moved up and down, with golden light connecting them, an outrageous energy emanated from it. Infused with Luo Feng's comprehension of the golden origin laws, its defense was simply perfect. The 9 silver arrows shot over and the 16 shields slightly altered its speed, leaving no openings at all. Dang, dang, dang. Clashes could be heard. The power of the 9 silver arrows wasn't strong in the first place, it couldn't even move the 16 shields' defense. Actually, normal spirit weapons weren't like the soaring shuttle, which had many formations and uses. Under normal circumstances, the stronger one's spirit reading power was, the more focused the weapon would be. A pure attacking spirit weapon. A pure defensive one. A pure flying one. Gold represented strength and piercing power of the sun. This Nanshan armament was a purely offensive spirit weapon, extremely tyrannical. Offense. When it is condensed, it's very powerful, when it is separated it gets weaker. And this Sai Weiluo knew that if he did not risk it all he couldn't kill Luo Feng. Hence he gambled on Luo Feng not having a form of defense with his spirit weapons. Hence he controlled the 9 silver arrows. By dispersing his spirit energy through these 9 arrows, it made his energy and power divide by 9, making the power and strength drop. He was gambling it all on this one attack chance. Against the 9 silver arrows, Luo Feng using his Nanshan armament could at most block 2 or 3 of them, that way, Sai Weiluo would have a chance of victory. A pity. Luo Feng had a defensive spirit weapon. It was the soaring shuttle. The soaring shuttle had flying and defensive capabilities along with offensive powers too. Because Luo Feng had trained rigorously and studied it, using the soaring shuttle's defensive form the sword array, was the best option and choice. Maybe there were better defensive spirit weapons, but Luo Feng didn't have the time to study them. It's over. Sai Weiluo's expression changed. Chi. The golden long rod became a golden rainbow and pierced right through his spirit weapon and straight through his forehead. First battle, Luo Feng was victorious. Second battle. Luo Feng, I know I'm not your match, but I still want to compete with my all. Luo Feng's second opponent admitted it the moment he stepped on the arena that he wasn't a match for him. Very quickly. Second battle, Luo Feng won easily. Third battle. The third opponent's strength was very strong, comparable to Pushkin. Especially the strength of the huge axe he used was shocking. However, against the 9 silver arrows from before, Luo Feng's Nanshan armament couldn't fight it all. However, against this huge axe, Luo Feng easily controlled the golden rainbow to fight force with force. By using the soaring shuttle, he stood at a distance and controlled it from afar. After 6 continuous attacks, that huge axe-wielding tall and sturdy man's arms were ripped and broken with blood spewing from his mouth, without any strength left in his arms to defend. The third battle, Luo Feng won again. 3 battles, 3 victories. Black Dragon Mountain Island, 9-Star Bay District, Luo Feng's home entrance. Luo Feng sat face to face with the silver-haired old man Buddha Osaka. You have achieved 3 victories in 3 battles. Right now the entire Black Dragon Mountain Island is filled with discussions about you. The silver-haired old man laughed. Within this virtual universe network, many entertainment programs and newscasts are all keeping an eye on you. Luo Feng laughed. Even while sitting at home, they could hear the people's cheers from the bars outside. These were all from the victories of Luo Feng. Due to these victories, there were large drunken celebrations all over. Lord Buddha Osaka, I'm pretty sure you came here not just to tell me these. Luo Feng smiled as he looked at the silver-haired old man. I bring word from His Majesty. The silver-haired old man looked at Luo Feng. In tomorrow's 4th match, as long as you win, you will receive a slot. His Majesty is hoping that you will prepare well and not get careless. After all, your opponent is very strong. I know. Luo Feng nodded. An image of his opponent appeared in his mind. That messy-haired, bare-footed savage youth. Defeat him. Luo Feng thought within. Gonwu Universe Country, within a vast starfield. A D6 disc-shaped universe ship was stopped on the moon of a mineral planet within one of its resting rooms. A barefooted, messy-haired 3-meter-tall man carrying 2 short blades sat crossed-legged on the alloy surface ground within the room. He looked up. A photo hung on the wall. It was a black scruffy-looking punk with arms around the shoulders of a tall and sturdy man. Father. This savage youth was quietly looking at the photo, muttering, even though you aren't my birth father, however. The savage youth gritted his teeth, saying softly, I, 2-man, swear, I will definitely kill that bastard. Definitely. His eyes were filled with a bone-chilling gleam, almost like a hungry, mad lone wolf. He is an undying. He is the emperor that built an empire. However, I will definitely kill him. Father, just watch. I will rush into the top 1,000 in this genius battle and enter the virtual universe company. Even becoming the strongest within my generation in the virtual universe company. Savage said softly, and on the day I kill him, it will be the day I will regain the name 2-man.